ghostly hauntings as time began. Raw side paranormal seeks the truth, looking for some kind of real proof. Creaky floorboards and eerie dark mist, grab your camera and document this. No time to run, no time to hide. We are catching all of this on the raw side. A slamming door causes a fright. A shadowed hand appears in sight. Grab your REM pods and your K2s, or anything else you can use. No time to run, no time to hide. We are catching all of this on the wrong side. A slamming door causes a fright. A shadowed hand appears in sight. Grab your REM pods and your K2s, or anything else you can use. No time to run, no time to hide. We are catching all of this on the raw side. The icy air touches your neck. You feel like screaming, but you stay in check. All rising up to take the magical flight. You can't believe what's happening tonight. Don't run, don't try to hide. We are catching this all on the raw side. Don't run, don't try to hide. We are catching this all on the raw side.
Hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day, guys. How is everybody doing tonight? Let's see who's come to hang out with us. It's Miss Janice. Hello there, sweetie. Pomp, how's it going? Oh, Yummy Donut. Hello. Miss Carla. Carla. How's it going? Who else do we have hiding in the wings? Calamity, welcome. How is everybody doing tonight? I want to thank everybody again for joining me for my birthday bash yesterday. We had a great time. I had a great time. Everybody was so kind to hang out with me to make my day a little more special, and I loved it. And I also want to thank all my new subs and the people who donated. Thank you very much. It's very much appreciated. And I'm glad you're all back for some more. On another note, guys, my guest couldn't make it tonight, so you're stuck with just me. Aren't you lucky? Oh my God. Yeah. So here I am. Let's see. What's everybody up to? Hi, Mystic Mima. How's it going? So yeah, here I am on my lonesome talking to you all. So it's going to be an open mic. We can talk about anything and everything as usual, which I love to do those shows because, we could do a very wide range of chats, and it's fantastic. So guys, have any questions or anything you want to talk about, just put it up in the chat, and we'll go with it. Why not, right? Hopefully everybody's good. Today, what a day. Oh my God. It has been hot and muggy here, just awful. I had to break down and turn on the air conditioning because, it's just couldn't stand it. Trying to get things done, and it's that miserable out. You can't do it. And it's supposed to be that way all week, next week, in the 90s and humid. So lucky us. I think I'm going to have to hide all next week or just live in the shower, one or the other. I miss my pool. I really do. I got to go search around to my friends. They have pools and see what they're up to. Go live over there for a while. So our weather's crazy tonight in Ohio. Yeah, you guys got storms, don't you? Mima, I know Jimmy had put up a video where, yeah, there was some interesting storms blowing through there. So hopefully it's not too bad. Oh, Carla, I miss my pool. We had to take it down because there was some damage from the winter, and I didn't want it to blow out and flood the neighborhood. So yeah, I really miss it. And I don't have the energy to put another pool in. I just don't. It's a lot of work, and I am just too busted up for that. I'm waiting for my son to put a pool up at his new house. So I'll just go over there and use his pool. Like, he had a pool his whole childhood. Now it's time to treat mama. Oh, Carla, you guys had a bad hailstorm? Oh boy. So maybe we're supposed to get something coming this way. So I don't know what to expect later. Yeah, they are a lot of work. We never paid to have anybody install them because it's just like outrageous amounts of money. And I'm not paying that kind of money. Bullshit. So we always put our own pools. I put up 6 pools in my lifetime, and it's been worth every second of it. The cleaning, George used to take care of that. Because he did that when he used to manage the maintenance in a hotel, so he had the skills. So our pool was always sparkling. Good here. Just wanted to say thank you for letting me be part of the community, learned new things, and enjoy all the conversations. You are so welcome, Janice, and I am glad you are a part of our community as well. That's the whole point. I want everybody to learn and teach at the same time. Hey, Ryan, how's it going? There's Miss Susan. Hope you're feeling a little better, Miss Susan. So let's see. I know I do. Pop says, do you think spiritual activity changes with the weather? I think it could have a factor because, all of that high, electricity and everything going through the atmosphere. I think it might make it even more active than it would normally be because of that. But yeah, I do think it plays a part. Of course, I've never really been anywhere investigating when there's been a thunder and lightning storm, which would be awesome. But the problem then you got contamination, so but I think it would be pretty cool. So I know Ryan, did you have fun with that puzzle? Made me want to go out and get one. I love those kind of puzzles. James, I'm not wearing socks. Guess what, James? I'm not either. I hate wearing socks. I hate wearing shoes. I always tell my husband, if I said I was skinny, like when I was younger, I wouldn't be wearing any clothes either. I just don't like feeling constricted. Yeah, I think so. It would have a bearing on it because, like I said, all of that energy that's flowing through the atmosphere definitely would stir something up. And I don't think I've ever seen anybody do an investigation during a storm either. So he says, I wear socks every day on principle. Yeah. Yeah. You got to wear them sometimes when you go out. But that's why I like summertime because sandals. You just wear sandals everywhere. And as soon as I hit the doorway, the shoes are off and I'm barefoot. When I was younger, I ran around all the time barefoot. So let's see, Calamity has the puzzle was very hard, but it was very fun. I do want more. Yeah, it looked fun. And I was trying, it's hard to help somebody, when you're doing it online through a picture. So, and usually those puzzles, I think people overthink them. It's pretty much a pretty simple, you go with the simple basics first, and it's usually how you solve them. Just, go with the easiest route first. I've gone out in a storm, did a live chat. Oh, did you? And what was the result there, Ryan? Fantastic. Just to let everybody know, my guest couldn't make it tonight. So we're just doing an open mic. We rescheduled Man versus Ghost for July. So he will be joining us in July. I know. Yeah. I'm that one I did not see, Ryan. So yeah, it's interesting. And what were your results, Ryan? Did you notice any more activity during the storm? Any more data that you collected that you wouldn't normally get? Excuse me. Paranormal Quest did an investigation and debunked the REM pod in some big channels going off and them covering up noises with jump scare sounds. Oh, wow. I know. That's just been a really big subject lately with a lot of people in the community going after the people who are just staging things. Even we talked about it on the show yesterday about how even property owners are staging things to make it more appealing to investigators. And I don't know. And I get it. Entertainment factor. I get it. I do get it. But we want the real deal here, I'm just like everybody. I watch some of the people that are there and doing the entertainment because some of them are funny and they make me laugh, and that's why I watch them. But I know everything they put out is total BS. Let's see. I ended up leaving the beach. It was too much, but the legend goes before a storm, Holy Spirit ghosts will warn people on shadow figures on the beach. I will do it again. Oh, looking forward to that. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I love storms too. And our storms aren't as good as they used to be. I remember being a kid, I would sit in the doorway of our house and sit there and just watch the storm from the doorway because I just loved it. Hi, Miss Steph. How's it going? Lurking and working. I feel you, sweetie. I do the same thing all the time. When I am watching somebody else's live, I am working. So I've got the earbuds in and I'm listening to what's going on and cranking on the keyboard, doing research or magazine work or, trying to book guests. I'm always doing something. It's a never ending process. Clack is slang for a noise a keyboard makes in the UK. Getcha. It's fun to learn slang from other countries. It's great. I love it's when I used to we were talking about tea and stuff the other day. That's how I found out from a friend, God rest her, I had in the UK that I asked her about Earl Grey tea. And she goes, usually only the upper crust drink the Earl Grey. She goes, but it was really strong tea. I said, oh, okay. Because I always used to break them on her. And when I would talk, I'd say, well, I was going to show up and we were going to go have tea with the Queen. James, you got your pants on. Yeah, good question, Steph. But you know what? I mean, if you're in your own home, live free, man. That's how I look at it. I'm always in shorts. Shorts, some kind of a shirt, and barefoot. That's me. Every day, all day, unless we're going somewhere and I'm like, crap, I got to put socks on. If I'm not wearing sandals. I won't wear sandals unless I have my, had a pedicure. Nobody wants to look at some scary feet. Or that's the way I look at it, I don't want to look at some scary ass feet. A Spookfest commando always. Woo, that's keeping them fresh. Getting pizza from microwave. Okay. Hope you bring back enough to share. I don't want to know about his socks. Oh, okay. Oh, God. What one does with one's own socks is their business. But don't share because sometimes it's pretty scary. But I wasn't joking. Oh, jeez. Oh, have you been on vacation, Calamity? I forget, you guys. The fibro fog. So I don't remember a lot of things that had been said. But I'm sorry if you're going back and you've been off for a while. That's the part that really stinks. You enjoy. You finally relax and you're finally feeling great. And yeah, you got to go back. The time is up. 1 week, 2 weeks, not enough as far as I'm concerned. especially 1 week. I mean, you finally, like I said, just get to where you're relaxing and enjoying your time off. And oh God, it sucks. I used to work with a guy, it's like the weekends too. He says, Friday night, he goes, this is the weekend. Friday night, you grab your coffee. He goes, you sit down and bam, it's Mondays. He's right. It is just gone in a blinking of an eye. So it's not enough. I miss working. Yeah, I miss what I did for a living, but I'm glad I don't have to live by the clock anymore. That is one thing I do not miss. But I do miss the profession that I was in because I enjoyed it. Even though now it's all being taken over by machinery, which really sucks, but that's the future. We won't be using any of our talents anymore. The machines are taking over. Hi, Sky. I got your message. You crack me up. You're such a sweetie. Thank you for the day. I know it went so quick. I've been recovering from surgery. Oh, that's right. Okay. See, I'm sorry. Like I said, my brain, the fibro fog is terrible. But it's turned into 6 months. Hopefully everything is good, Calamity, and you recovered well. Hi, Florio. How's it going, sweetie? Actually, I was thinking of you, Florio, today when I was rearranging some stuff and I was moving things around in the studio and the pendulums. So I was thinking, we should have a talk about that because I did some testing with that. But yeah, Calamity, I hope you're doing so much better. Janice, I was over the road truck driver. Really? Wow. You really you gotta love driving to do that. I hate driving. I only drive if I have to. And it's not that I don't enjoy the process or the experience of driving. It's the other people on the road. Nobody knows what the hell they're doing. Pendulums are just pretty dead. Yeah, they are, but it's pretty. I love playing around with it. It's fun. It really is. But I was doing a test. Actually, I probably should have you come on, Florio. Doing a test where people, using stands versus using your own hand. And so I was doing tests like that. And on a stand, nothing. Got absolutely nothing. So while I was on the stand, I just lightly touched the chain with my 2 fingers. And then I got movement. So obviously, it's the vibrations that do make the thing operate in the way that it does. But it's just like you've said it too. I mean, she grew up on all of this, Florio. So it's the tarot cards. It's fun. The cards are beautiful, and I love doing it. It's all entertainment. It's all fun. Hi, Shadow Cat. How's it going? Mini pizza. That's whatever. Well, whatever to have for dinner. We did a quick dinner. My husband got a turkey sub. It's too hot to cook anything. Let's see. A psychic will tell you that's because spirit works through you. We could have a discussion on the out terms. I know them all. Oh, yeah, we should. We should do that. If you want to join, Florio, let me know. I'll send you the link. Yeah, I know spirit. No, no. It does have a lot to do with the vibration of the body. So it's mine. Microwaves fine as fair. I don't microwave. I'll use the microwave for is heating up stuff or defrosting. Cooking in it grosses me out. Calamity, my abdomen is full of scars and some swelling, but it's all worth it. I'm recovered. Just gotta work through the remaining pain. Oh, well, I hope it's good though. It's all good and recovered. And before you know it, you'll be jogging around having a good time. So I got a box fan going, so I don't think live audio would be good for everyone's ears. I have 2 fans going, Florio, pointed right at me. because it's hot here too. It's horrible. We were supposed to get rain. I don't know when it's going to show up, but the humidity just really is just made me miserable all day. Well, Florida, you got fibro too. So my body has been on fire since the minute my feet hit the floor. And I'm just so over it. Yes, Mima. Yes, James. Continued prayers for you and for continued healing. It poured buckets here. Oh, I wish it would pour it. Hopefully it'll be better. Oh no, 92. Yikes. I don't know I think it was in the 80s here today. But next week, all 90s. And I'm thinking, oh, jeez. So I won't get much accomplished next week. I can tell you that. James needs to give himself a fur baby. First time in 20 years, all alone. Oh, so you're empty nesting. Yeah, me too. But my son did stop by yesterday with mom's present and, my happy birthdays. And he was my present. I'm still not used to him not being here. Even though I love having my studio now. It's, I'll wake up because I'm used to him. He used to get up in the middle of the night and raid the fridge and the dog would rat him out and I'd lay in bed and laugh. And so I'm used to that noise. And now it's just dead quiet now. And I'm just like, oh, or I'll wake up and I think, oh, wait, no, he's not here. I keep forgetting that he's not here. So yeah, my husband's fine. He's, obviously he misses him, but he's fine and it's just him and I and the fur babies. But I just, I'm not used to it. It's just too quiet. I have a special mini bunker I go to. You know what? I don't know, James. I hate the cold. I hate being cold. I do not go out in the winter anymore. It's like, I do not want to be frozen, wear all of that extra clothing. When you go outside and like you can't even breathe, that kind of cold, your nose sticks together. Oh, so I look at the beauty of it from the window, and that's as far as I get until we have to go grocery shopping. Then I got to be forced out. But I try to avoid that. Shadowcat, I'm going to Penhurst. Ooh, nice. Yes, it is. It's the tree of life. It's glowing in the dark. Ooh, yes, that's my favorite symbol is the tree of life. I always wear a tree of life ring. I've just always been attracted to that. It's just so pretty. And so yeah, I figured I'd get the tapestry for the background. Seeing that nobody liked the dolls, but the dolls are still here. I just joined them together. Hi, Miss Lisa. How are you today, sweetie? I bet it's hot and sticky over where you are. All right. How am I going to, I'm going to butcher this. Fahar School in Iowa. Is that how you say that, Ryan? There will be a video on my channel after. I got to get you on here, Shadowcat. We have to set up a time to have you come on so we could talk about your adventures. Nice. I hardly looked at paranormal last 2 weeks. Need to get back in with. Apparently I've missed too much. Baker's being fake. It's very hard for me to keep. I'm not caught up. I'm behind on a lot of people's stuff, but I try to do the best I can. There's just too many that I have to watch. But yeah, it's hard to, it's always team rewatch. It's hard to always keep up with everybody's stuff because then you'd never be away from the computer. And then there's nights where, I've been on too long, either watching streams or doing some work. And, when I go to bed at night, my brain is just racing. I won't shut off because I'm thinking, oh, I could do this, or I got to do this, or I got to contact this person, or it's horrible sometimes. I'm fine. It certainly is hot and sticky here in New York City. Yuck. We ordered Chinese food tonight. Ooh, yummy, yum, yum. I could go for that. I like Chinese food. Yeah, but you guys, it's always so much hotter in New York City. all that cement. Penhurst, yeah, everybody has a good time when they go to Penhurst. So fantastic. Again, and we were talking about that with the cost. So you guys are saving up to do these places, and that's wonderful. I can't do that. But I really would like to see people go to local places that we don't know about, in their hometowns, and learn about that history and those supposed hauntings, because it's new. We need some new stuff, guys. New. That's why I like Ryan's always going somewhere new, and it's a lot of it's local, so it's great. So one of the most haunted schools in the USA, I guess but Destination Fear and another bigger YouTube people have been going to Fahar. I probably not saying it right. Elementary, Iowa, and I'm not watching any of it, but I will see what I get. Don't contaminate yourself with their crap videos. Go in there, empty, as I would say, and find out on your own. I watch the streams while doing some work on the PC, but occasionally, or actually watching and concentrating on the video has been hard. Now being back at work, it's hard. You just got to listen. That's usually what I do. Oh, Shadowcat's only an hour and a half from Penhurst. Then I would so do it then. If you're only that far away. See, most places like that are hours. I mean, hours away from me. And I have a rough time spending 2 hours in a vehicle. And I am not going to do no investigation using a cane or a wheelchair. So, yeah. Because it takes a while for the legs to start working after a long car ride. The abandoned farmhouse next to my brother-in-law's is definitely a freaky one. I'll be doing that place too. The owner said I am allowed to do what I want. Oh, fantastic on that one, Ryan. See, that's great when you can get, the okay. And people don't have a problem. Around here, you got to, struggle a little bit because everybody's worried about getting sued. So mostly everything's posted. Unless you could talk them into letting you go through. There's a few places I'd love to go in, abandons, but there's posted signs all over, and there's no way they're going to say yes because a couple of them are in bad shape. But I would love to be able to go there on the property, even catch some stuff through the windows. But yeah, around here, no trespassing is a pretty serious deal, and I'm too old to go to jail, so. I don't have time to do time. I'm too busy. We'll leave that fun stuff to the young kids. Evil keyboard. This guy is so silly. I'm loving the pictures he sent. I'm going to put them in the August issue, Sky, the new photos that you sent me. Lisa says, how did you become interested in the paranormal? Lisa, it started when I was a kid and I had my first experience and I was hooked because I wanted to know why. What was it and why? And it just took off from there since I was like 7 years old. So, and on and off through the years, I've, done investigating and checking things out. And who knew that, you wanted to save any of that stuff? Because I wasn't in that mind frame back then of saving, the documentation. But now that I do it, more full time than anything else, so now I have more time to video and record things. Now, if I could just get out there, it's between the off timing and bad weather. If it's not too bad this weekend, I'm hoping to get out and get some stuff. But that's usually the way it works here. We usually get a good forecast for weather, and I'm all planned and ready to roll. And then the next thing you know, we've got storms rolling through that last the whole weekend. And during the week, it's hard because my husband does contracting. He has the vehicle, and we only have one. So I got no way to get around. And then I have to wait. Laura, I'll get the last accessories on little Laura and send you ASAP. Like a little Lois Lane. Okay, yeah, it's cute. That's okay. Yeah, I want to save them all and put them in August's issue because issue is pretty full, except for a couple of uh, things I'm waiting, articles I'm waiting for from people, and then it's pretty much ready to roll. I got it done quick this time. I spent a lot of hours cranking it out because I didn't know how my weekends were going to be this early. Usually we take off for a while and I go places. So I wanted to make sure I wasn't last minute throwing the magazine together. Let's see. Oh, Lisa. Okay, yeah, because I never shared it with you briefly. My first paranormal experience. Lisa, my aunt used to be a caretaker for a castle in Mohawk, New York. You pretty much probably know where that is. And it belonged to a woman who was actually from New York City, but she also was from Ireland, the family lineage. And one of her favorite places was Gelson's Castle. So she had it replicated here in the town of Mohawk because she loved it so, and she lived there for a long time. And she had it written down that when she passed, she wanted to be buried in the family cemetery, which is on the property, which is there is the burial. A lot of famous people went to this place. The Roosevelts, the president and his family members are buried in that cemetery because I've been there. So when I was there with my aunt, we used to go for the summertime and spend the summertime there. And so yeah, I'm sleeping, and the typical noise, you're hearing the heavy footsteps and the chain rattling noise as it's coming down the hall towards the bedroom. And so I got up, thinking, okay, what the heck is that? And stick my head out into the hall and called for my aunt and my grandmother, and nobody answered, but I could still hear the footsteps coming towards me. So of course, being a kid, I, pretty much shit myself, ran back to the bed, covered up my head, and just laid there and listened. And I could hear the footsteps come all the way up to the door and then stop. And then in the morning, I talked to my aunt about it, and she started laughing. And she says, yep. She goes, it has been written down in the history books that the place was haunted, and it was haunted by the woman that owned it because they didn't bury her in the family tomb like she wanted. They buried her in New York City. So they believe that she was upset because of that. So she walked the halls of the castle. Also, when my father, we would go out there, he had bought a brand new video camera, and he videoed all outside of the castle and everything. And then when he went inside and was doing videotape, none of the stuff on the inside come out. It was all black. Only the outside video was good. So pretty much she didn't want pictures taken of her house, I guess. And so that was my very first experience. Unfortunately, I went back last fall because I wanted to take because it fell into ruin after a few years. The last owner was a Russian composer, I believe, bought the property and the castle for his wife, but they found out the history and they were very superstitious. So they built a different house further down in the property and left the castle, and it pretty much fell into ruin. Somebody had just bought the property this last fall, and from what I heard, they knocked down the rest of it, and it's all fenced in and electric fencing. You can't even get into the driveway. You can't even drive onto the property. They're growing something there, so I don't know if it is a marijuana farm or what, but yeah, you can't even get on there. So I was really disappointed because I was hoping to go through again and walk through some of the ruins carefully and see if I could pick up anything, but we can't even get on the property. So let's see. I want to see if I missed anything. Let me scroll back. The dial in the yellow top won't blink. Which, over here? Are you talking about over here? James? She's watching you, James. Then there's Leroy. I got to start filming Leroy's antics around the house. Okay, let me get caught up. Got up. Who blinked? Yeah. Oh, he said who blinked? She knows. Probably who knows. She's staring at you, James. Laura, I should know this. How do I get your magazine? Okay, every time I put the new issue out, which is the first of every month, the link is on my page in the post section. So it'll be the link and the new. You'll see the cover of the new magazine, and it's at midnight. The first, or that night, midnight. At the first is out every month. So that's why I always tell everybody, if you missed the last issue, get over there, download the PDF, because I remove it to put the new one on. This way it doesn't cost me a fortune, because if I have too many, then you know how price goes up. So I do one at a time. Mystic says I'm going to poop myself if she jumps off the shelf. She's a lovely little girl. She's got her bag with her little teddy bear in it and her straw hat. And then I've got the other one over here. She is actually the size of a toddler. This one here. My little pretty. And then I have actually another big girl over in the corner that you guys haven't seen. She's about 3 feet tall, I would say. Beautiful lavender dress, dark curls. And she sits there and stares at me. And then I have another toddler sized one in my living room. My house has got a lot of porcelain dolls. But I also have over on the shelf, I've got my primitive folk art dolls, which they remind me of voodoo dolls. They're really creepy, but they make me laugh. Let's see. Crow is going to feature them all on a live stream soon, and I'm going to be brave and go on to. Good for you, Sky. The Sacco Gangers are just adorable, and we all appreciate that you choose us to make make our own likeness. They're really fun, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You don't even have to show your face if you don't want to. So yeah, okay, shit. Okay, I should be right back. James 4. All right, 4 what? I missed something. Lisa says, wow, that is quite a story. If you ever have a chance, read The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. I think you'll enjoy it. Yes. And I know people who have actually been to the place that story is after. So it's definitely, yes, an interesting place. I do have a bonus, though. The last time I did get to go to the ruins of the castle, excuse me, my niece and my cousin hopped the fence because they had a fence around the place. So then we got hurt. They hopped the fence, naughty little girls, and they went over there and they grabbed me a piece of the stone, because the stones come from Ireland. So I have a piece of the castle here in the house, which I'm going to put in a shadow box with an original picture in the background so that everybody could see what it looked like. And that's where that stone came from. It was a big part of my childhood, and so at least I've got a piece to hold on to. Hello, Miss Candy. Oh, and as for your question, Candy, I think it's when people donate, I don't see it on StreamYard, but I think the notification pops up if it's on YouTube. But I don't play the YouTube stream because then you get feedback, because you've got two things going and it causes an issue. But thank you very much, Candy. I appreciate your donation. But I thought, it would pop up on here too with StreamYard, but apparently it doesn't. May go to UAP investigation tonight and play UFO dog whistle. Sounds not sure yet, but okay. Keep us posted. Keep us posted. If I had places closer that I could walk to, or actually my father just bought this scooter. It's kind of like a skateboard with handlebars and a seat, and it goes like 20 miles an hour. It's electric. I was thinking about strapping the gear in the back and going up the street, because I have 2 cemeteries up the street from me. So at least I would get, get something. But we got to get a helmet, because around here, if you don't wear a helmet, you get in trouble. So that's the problem living in a village. That's 3 foot of pure terror, Steph. Actually, I don't know if you guys could see her or not, because it's dark in here. But I'd have to take a picture and then, because I don't think you'd be able to see it if I just turn the camera, because it's a dark corner. And yeah, she's beautiful. It's a beautiful doll. But yep, standing there staring at me. Hello, Sir Wayne. How are you? He's been lurking. Wayne's been lurking in my backyard. How is Sir Wayne this evening? Sky said, knowing me, I'll take over the show. Shy. Oh, come on. And with Crow is it makes you very comfortable. So I think that's great. Great. Let me try to. Sorry, guys. I'm kind of gonna crow the chat to catch up of what I'm missing. Wayne knows Crystal. Wayne knows Crystal. Yes. There's another thing we gotta take care of. I haven't done any filming for that either. Our update on the Crystal Mountain saga. It's we're a little behind, guys. Sorry. But I go, no, you guys understand because Jeff and Dana have so much going on with their poor brother-in-law and now her mom. So we'll get caught up, we promise. Laura kept missing the start of Crystal's skit. Had no idea it was Wayne. Oh, I know, and he's so silly. Wayne is so silly, and we love it. Ryan loved the Tree of Life. And like the dolls, my grandmother had dolls like that. Oh, thank you, Ryan. Yes, I buy the dolls because they remind me of people I know. And I've been hooked since in my early. Well, no, it was even before then. Probably 18. I bought my very first porcelain doll, which I still have, and she's under a glass dome. And then I just started collecting, and they kept getting bigger and bigger. And I'm thinking, oh, geez, I got to stop because I got no more room. I have 2 china hutches in the dining room that are full. I have all of these. There's some in the living room. I gave some away because I just ran out of room. And I said, that's it. I got to stop. It's ridiculous. There's some in my bedroom. It's the doll house. My husband used to buy them for me for Christmas. So yeah, it's the collection just kept growing. So I finally had to stop. Then I switched to teacups because I love beautiful teapots and teacups. And one of my dreams in life is actually to get a complete set of the Royal Albert Country Rose. I have some, but I'd like to have the whole set because it is so beautiful. English china is very gorgeous. So yeah, I had to stop doing that too. Because it's just so every now and then if I get an itch and I find something that I really like, then actually I got something. It's a different set, but very beautiful. I'll put pictures so everybody can see. I'm going to have to go get some sleep. We'll leave on in the background. Good night. Oh, thanks, Calamity. Thanks for joining us. Thank you very much. Very, very much. Yes, do some investigation. I know. I got to get my ass out there, Ryan. And I always plan on it, and then something screws it up. I want to go back up to the cemetery where I got the EVPs. I want to do that again. Last time I was up there, I was going to do it, but the road that I had to go down, they had it shut down for maintenance. They had it all dug up, so I couldn't get back down to that section. That's the older section of the cemetery, and they had it shut down. So hopefully, I'm thinking maybe this weekend, if I can, I want to sneak up there, and if they've got it open, I'll run in there and with the camera and the digital recorder. And I do have one of those stupid little bells, but it's the regular one, no electronics. And I'm just going to stick it over there and see what happens. If the bell does go off, then I might have to bring an extra pair of shorts. James says I've evolved beyond sleep. Yeah, I wish I could because I don't sleep at all. Does your hubby share your interest in the paranormal? He's curious, and he goes with me because he doesn't want me to go by myself. Because the rest of my team, they don't have time. They work too much. Hopefully I can talk him into doing some stuff this year, but it's pretty much just been me. So yeah, my husband will think he's the skeptic. He's the one that's like, oh, it was all crap. But then when something weird happens, it freaks him out. So, and of course, we do have stuff that happens here in our own home, but I don't investigate my own home. I'm not to tell him about it because he tells me he's going to pack up and move out. So if he hears me saying something to somebody, he just gets this look on his face. And I'm like, oh, no, 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 that's not what's going on. Because he doesn't like it. But he doesn't want me to go by myself either because there's too many, we have too many weirdos that hang out in the wooded area where the cemetery is. And so he's concerned for my safety. Excuse me. So what I do is he'll drop me off in a section and then he'll be over like 2 roads over watching, sitting in the truck just in case something happens and he can get to me. But the only thing up there is just other visitors and mostly deer and and wildlife. And we like to go up there and sit and enjoy the deer because there's a whole huge herd. So I like to go up there and take photographs of them as well. I collect glass antiques, antique glass. Oh yes, beautiful. I've got a few pieces of that too. But I try, it's terrible. There's just so many pretty things in the world. We just don't have enough room. And I don't want to become like a hoarder or something. So, like I said, when the dolls started getting out of hand, then I started giving them to like my nieces and my friends' girlfriend, kids and stuff like that. And so the kids enjoy them. And then when I pass on, then I'll will them to whoever's interested, take them or give them to some little girls that don't have little dolls. And so. Let's see. Let's catch up. Wayne. Yeah, see, they are, Wayne. Cemeteries are so peaceful. And the big one that we go to a lot for the deer and stuff has 3 ponds. And usually we sit up at the big pond, which has a water fountain in the center. And we got the Canadian geese and regular ducks, and we feed the fish. And then you see the deer coming through and all kinds of birds. It's just beautiful. And you just sit there and just, a lot of times we'll sit there, we get our coffee and we're sitting there, either on the bench by the big tree, because the beautiful trees in the cemetery, hundreds of years old, and just listen to the wind and the animals. And it really is a lot of people do that there. They'll go and just sit and read a book. It's a beautiful place to go. Because a lot of people get what do you go to a cemetery for? Isn't it creepy? No, it's not. It's history. The stones are gorgeous. And like I said, the trees and the wildlife, it's just a short ride. So might as well, right? Let's see. It's close to getting out of the store. Everybody's still. Yeah, apparently everybody's getting nailed with a bunch of storms. What the heck? I've evolved beyond farting. Have you, James? Can you teach my husband that? Good Lord. There's a rule with my husband. So you can't eat after a certain time of night because he gasses me out when we're trying to sleep. He thinks it's funny. I don't. Hi, Julie. How's it going? We've had some bad storms around my part of the world. Tornado. Yes, I heard the tornadoes are whipping up. You be careful out there. It's the high humidity. I think I finally hit the bottom. Woo! We're at the bottom. We're at the bottom. So yeah, I'm sorry if I missed anything, guys. Huge storms last night. Affected is crazy. Hope you always. Yes, everybody is like I said, it's going through, and we're supposed to get something this evening at some point. And they've been threatening it all day, but we haven't got hit with anything yet. Let's see what it says. It's still 85 here, 85 degrees. Well, apparently the storm had already gone by and I missed it. It was light rain. But it's going to be back tomorrow, apparently. But yeah, all in the 80s. And the next week is the 90s. Gonna have to start getting a block of ice to sit on, or just sit in the refrigerator. I've got one of those French door fridges. I'm just gonna crawl right in there. That'll be great. Carla's finally home. All right. Hope it wasn't too hard of a day, Carla. I know. I always tell her, don't drive and text. Wait till you get home. It's Jonathan. Hello, Jonathan. Debunk the junk. Do you have bad weather where you are, Jonathan? That's what we're talking about. Again, for everybody who just popped in, Man versus Ghost had to cancel and reschedule. So he will be on in July. So you guys are just stuck with me and chit-chatting. When are we going to see Jonathan on the YouTube here? We haven't seen you in a while. And then we've got Carla coming up with her new stuff. Looking forward to that. Guys, don't forget to go over to the poll that she's got going. You vote for your for the new name, for the new character that she's going to be using. I made my vote. I'm not telling you what it is. But they're all good choices. So whoever come up with them, my hat's off. Bravo. But I think I know which one's going to win. Let's see. Jane says serpentine. I know Jonathan has just been, I know he's busy guy. But you got to pop in once in a while just to let us know that you're still kicking. So I'm glad you popped in tonight so we know what's going on. You enjoying that pizza there, James? Let's see. All right. If you created a character, I'll have to go check it out before giving a name. Oh, she's already picked up a few names, and so she wants us to vote on which one should win. Wayne, but yeah, she's going to be a school teacher and help us out. It's fun. All right. Ned sends his love. Yes. I know. Yeah, I got a question for everybody. Alyssa, what happened to Alyssa? She has been MIA. There's a few people that have been missing. Thorn Groves has been missing. I'm sure there's a list, but I've noticed that Alyssa has not been around, or at least I haven't seen her on anybody's. So, anybody know what's going on with her? She just disappeared. And I don't have to worry about Betty anymore because she popped in last night. So it's I always check up on Betty just to make sure she's doing okay. Katie says, I haven't seen her for a while either. Yeah, I know. She's just gone. Weird. Maybe we should all message her and find out where'd you go? Last time I talked to her was when she made Sexy Girl of the Paranormal. And that was it. I got her I got her picture and all that, and that was the last time I talked to her. Lisa, how are Athena and Emmy Lou? Athena is actually here in the studio with me. She's being a good girl. She's laying down on the rug. Emmy Lou is bitching because my husband bought food that she didn't like. So she's complaining because she doesn't want to eat it. But I told her, too bad. What has been like 4 months in the hospital? All right, Steph, you got me. She has been in the hospital for 4 months? She was the sexy girl, the paranormal, this past month, I believe. I got it written down somewhere. I still have a post where I need everybody to vote for this July's sexy girl and sexy guy. And then we've already got our centerfold taken care of. So I'm not going to let that sneak out. You guys got to wait. It's fun to pick those things out. And then when you inform the person, they're like, get out. It's so fun. When I told Alyssa that she was that month's sexy girl, she's like, oh, come on. No, you're lying. You know, she goes, who picked me? Excuse me. I said, that's what was voted. You won. She thought I was lying to her. I said, no, I'm not lying. I said, you got to send me a picture. Because I didn't have a good picture of her. Now, let's see. Every time she was in chat, she was saying how she was in the hospital in Canada. Maybe something happened. Oh boy. Oh, boy. I hope not. Excuse me. Oh, my goodness. Maybe we should check on her, see what the hell's going on. You're right, actually. Oh, such a young girl. I hope everything's okay. Wayne, what would Crystal come under for sexy guy or lady? Oh, not for nothing. It could be both. Crystal would do the sexy girl, and then Wayne would have to be the guy. Nothing like a sexy bald guy. Not sure how to get a hold of her. Oh, geez, now I'm worried because, like I said, she's been missing for a while. I'd have to say almost 2 months, right, guys? Because I haven't seen her. And like I said, there's people that are, a lot of people, and then when certain people, they disappear after a while, I message them to find out what's going on and make sure they're okay. But her, it's been a while, so I was thinking maybe you guys would know what happened to her, or maybe we should message and find out. I hope she's okay. Jonathan, lurking from work. Ned is all moved into our new home, putting our studio together. Ned and Mittens have a new neighborhood for trauma. Fantastic. So we should be looking forward to seeing you on soon then, Jonathan and Ned. Katie says, yeah, all of a sudden, yeah, she just disappeared. So yeah, that's a little concerning. Bald is beautiful and full of wisdom. That's right, Wayne. Or maybe she came back to the States and had to buckle down at work in her law office. Oh, I don't know. But, even not just to pop in once in a while, just so that nobody would worry. I don't know. Strange. Well, if anybody hears from her, just, let us all know that, she's okay, or tell her just give everybody a shout out so, we don't have to worry about her. Because I have noticed that she's been gone for a while. And like I said, a few other ones. And I'm thinking, oh, okay, well, where have they been? But I get it. Life takes over. People get busy. But when they're missing for like months, you're like, oh, okay, something's not right. Or they just walked away from it. Which, a lot of them, I can't blame that either. Sometimes this could be just a real big pain in the cheeks. And then you got to know what to ignore. And, I ignore all the drama and the crap. It's like, yep, whatever. I don't have time for that. Abducted? Oh, maybe. Aliens? It's tough. What's the aliens? I don't know. Could be. Hopefully not. But, we'll have to find out. So she was looking at everybody's chat and then just poof. And I mean, there are a few people I know that disappeared for, personal reasons. But, when somebody just, you're used to talking to all the time and seeing in chat everywhere, and then they're gone, you're like, okay, something's happened. I certainly hope not. Aliens sound more realistic. Oh, I know. I don't know. Susan said it's about 70 here. Rained earlier. Yeah, it's still in the 80s here, Susan. But apparently it rained and I missed it. I didn't hear anything. And it didn't help with the humidity at all. So I hope it calms down because it makes sleeping a little uncomfortable. And I hate to run the air conditioner all night long. Yeah, no, Steph, we know. Abduction, yeah, alien abduction, yep. Oh, good God, no, I hope not. Wouldn't want that. Of course, nowadays, it's so scary out there, you can't even walk to the corner. We had an issue here at one of the local Walmarts where this guy, I don't know if they even ever caught him, but he was following some woman around the store with her kid. And then she kept thinking, like, what the hell's going on? And as she was going out to her vehicle, she seen him in his vehicle watching her. So, yeah, she called the police right away and went back in the store and told the security. I think he was out to snatch her and her kid. And he was driving around the parking lot. And then when the cops showed up, he took off. So, I don't. Hopefully they caught him. But, I mean, you can't even go shopping during the day, for God's sakes. Wait, no one stays in contact with her outside of the streams. Yeah, no, like I said, the only last time I spoke to her was it was over a month when I was doing the like I said, the thing for the magazine, and she was picked. So that was over a month ago. So thank you very much, Candy, for posting everything. Wayne, there is no corners in my round padded room. No hot tub tonight, Steph? Steph, I think Sky Talker is in contact with her. Oh, okay. So we're gonna. I don't know if Sky's still on here or not. We'll have to find out. Oh, I missed it. Julie, if you're leaving. Oh, yep. Bye, guys. I gotta go. Thanks for hanging out with us, sweetie. Hope you're doing okay. Hey, Wiz, how's it going? Oh, I appreciate it. I haven't seen you in a bit. Don't work too hard, Wiz. Just work enough, to make the green. Let's see. Liz. Sky, do you talk to her? Yeah, hey, Sky, you still there? Oh, Steph, you're still at work too? Gotta go. I need to charge my phone in case I'm next. Oh, okay. Okay, Mima. Thanks for hanging out with us. I know it was just an impromptu open mic. You guys were expecting Man versus Ghost. But like I said, he rescheduled with me for July. So shite happens. Shite happens, guys. And everybody always likes the open mic anyway. It's it's a lot of fun. You guys get to ask questions and I get to ask questions, and of course we have to talk about food. That's just a given. Hello, Big Stu. How are you? Actually, I can't wait to, like I said, my son gives me, because he always knows I like leg of lamb. So he brought me the leg of lamb for my birthday. So I can't wait to get the grill out and tear that up. Looking forward to it. There has been a few people in the paranormal community I haven't seen in a while. Yes, you're right, Wayne. See, he's got it. Yes. Teshi, Tupper Bash, Dotson, Rob. I heard a story about Rob. I think it's a personal issue. Rob won't be around for a while, but the other one's gone. I mean, either they just decided to walk away, take a break. But yeah, it's when you're used to seeing certain people, and then when they're not there, it starts to click. Like sometimes when James Watson disappears, I'm like, okay, and his is usually internet issues. So I know, but I think people just get busy doing their other things or lose interest. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Losing interest. That's why we always got to change it up, guys. I get it. Paranormal can be very, very boring, but you got to change it up. it's just, like Jamie does a lot of comedy, a lot of fun stuff, but throws in, the history and the learning and the experience. And we all have to change things up. Ryan does beautiful job with that, going from, paranormal to cryptids to, so on and so forth. Jay says they've all been turned into vampires. You don't know. Yeah, Jimmy lost power earlier. Yeah, because of this. Yep, the storms that we're going through. Let's see. Lisa wants to know what everybody's favorite horror movie is. Hers is the original Halloween 1978. Good question. I don't know. My favorite horror movie? I don't know. I like Rose Red. Would they be considered a horror movie? I like that one. I like stuff like that. Mine is Evil Dead. Okay, that's Susan's. A lot of the other ones just, you guys heard me say they annoy me. But Let the Right One In, original. That one I've never heard of. Wow. Yeah, that one I've never heard of. Halloween was good. It was. I lose interest when it's, like Halloween 60. You know what I mean? That's the one how I lose interest in all of those. Wisdom, too many good ones just to pick a single one. Yeah, if you really enjoy horror, then yeah, that's true. Wayne says my favorite is probably April Fool's Day, an old classic from the 80s. I think I remember that. Well, I have to say something. Sometimes things go sideways in the community and shit happens between people and people choose to leave because things get uncomfortable. It's all how people choose to handle it. Steph, you're right. It does. And things do get uncomfortable. And a lot of people have difference of opinions. And it's not that, I know, they just don't handle it in the best way sometimes. So people take offense. And that's one of the big issues. I've always said it from day one. If you're on YouTube, you're putting your stuff out there, people are going to pick it apart. So be ready for it, but be able to have an adult conversation about it. You're not going to like what everybody's got to say. I mean, that's just a given. But move on to the next. It's just the way it is. And yeah, people, they don't choose the right way to handle things. And then you get the nut jobs, like what Andrew's dealing with that other guy. Or you got, that Biff dude who pretty much stalked Jeff and Dana and anybody that knew them. I mean, it's just, you got to deal with those kind of crazies. James says American Werewolf in London actually was my mother's favorite. It depends on the day. So many favorites. Yes, too. Wisdom, the one that scared me the most as kids. Yes, Creepshow. Yeah, I did like Creepshow. That was a good one. Yeah, you're right, Steph. You're right. People don't like to have their stuff picked apart or criticized. I get it. They put something out and it's personal for them, but like I said, you got to expect it. Not everybody's going to like everything, or they're going to find fault with it, and you've got to look at it. And like you said, in an adult way, you got to look at it that way. But you're right. You're right, Steph. They just don't. Yes, Wiz, the cockroaches. Oh, I hate cockroaches. And I was like, oh my god. But yep. But yeah, Creepshow actually is a good one. James says, I only talk to people online like I do in real life. Otherwise, you can lose sight of the big picture. Yeah, just be real with everybody. Be honest. The lying and the backbiting. And I said, where you're supposed to be grown up. When are you going to stop? Some people can't get out of that. I'm just, and people say, oh, you're lying. And I don't lie. I'm almost 60 years old, man. I don't need to lie. I own up to what I do wrong, or if something is, not right. It's, what are you going to do? Yeah, okay, I admit it. But not everybody does that type of thing, and let's see, not everyone's going to like everything, and that's healthy. Right, Florio. It shows that we aren't in an echo chamber. Yeah, I mean, it's just, you're going to put something out there. They might not agree with you. Example, Florio, you put shows out there, you giving your opinion, the research you've done, but then there are diehards who are like, no. Oh, no, you're wrong. Because they choose not to see truth. They just want to see what they want to believe. And they get very offended. And I get it. 13 Ghosts was pretty awesome. Could you imagine having ghosts like the ones they had in that movie? No. Talk about getting freaked out. Yeah, it was cool though. And it's not just created. Oh, I know stuff. Their followers are cutthroat. Yep, good ones. Those are good movies, guys. See, it's funny how everybody has their own favorite. I mean, I've known people that have left the community because they don't want to deal with any of that shit. They're done. And it turned them off completely to the experience, or whether it's real. They just said, no, I'm done. I don't want to deal with that anymore. People come to chats to be entertained or learn things, or just forget about the pressures of the day. Exactly. It's the social time for most people. So that's why it's great to do open mics and all of that. And you do the live shows because people get to interact with each other. And they can still get their questions. Like you said, forget about you might have had a shit day and you're like, oh, but I can't wait to watch this because, I know I'm going to laugh, or I'm going to, or I can engage with other people who have the same questions. And yeah, so that's what's great about it. Yeah, they don't come to be annoyed. You're right. Big Stu said, 13 Ghosts is coming in a 13-part series, one for each ghost. You're right, Wayne. Yes, they don't. Well, they take offense. They take it, to the core. And especially, it might not be the creator. It might be, like I said, their followers. And, oh, wow, you can't say that about them. How dare you? And yeah, they're ready to throw down. And like, oh my God, give it a break. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. You don't like it? Go watch something else. Or move on to the next comment. I mean, it happens. It happens. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people that watch my stuff and go, oh, this crap. I don't want to watch that. She's full of shit. It's all, I'm sorry. I do the best I can and, do what I know and help out where I can. And it's not everybody's cup of tea. That's okay. Yeah, words in print can lose their intent with that's why I always tell people, don't text. Call the person, because texting is just awful. Because people are lazy when they do it. They don't use punctuation. So then the wrong meaning gets across to the other person. Then they get offended. Then there's a fight. And it's just, yeah, we just, we don't talk face to face anymore. And it causes issues. And people don't word things correctly. So people become offended. Some people don't know how to present their comment in a respectful. Yes, exactly. There's a lot of people that get in trouble for that. But shit, okay, yeah, you can't please everyone. No, you do what you do. You do it, and if you put it out there, if people like it, they'll watch it. or just have something nice to say about it, or question you. Say, hey, like, shit, okay, what happened here? Could you explain it to me? Not like, oh, well, that's a bunch of shit. You're a faker. No, ask them. How did you come to this conclusion? How did you collect this data? What happened when you did this? It's okay to ask those questions, but a lot of them are just downright nasty. But James, most arguments can be settled quickly in person. Yeah. But when they're followers and it's in public, both sides won't back down. Oh, I've seen some nasty fights. And I'm like, yep, staying out of that one. Don't want nothing to do with any of that shit. That's when I'm going to have a live show. I always, and it's in the description, everything. The rules are, you come here. This is a safe place. Everybody is entitled to their opinion. You can have your comments as long as you are not being cruel or racist or bullying, or just everybody's entitled, but keep it nice. Like the other night there, when that one person come in the chat and asked if we knew that other person, and Carla shut him down right away. No, this drama crap doesn't happen here, because we want all of the people in chat and everybody watching to enjoy the program and be safe, knowing that they're not going to be attacked by foolishness. Since there is no expression in texting, it might be hard to know how to take things sometimes. Yes, Candy, that's what I'm saying. That's why we always got to be careful when we're typing and make sure that we word it correctly. Like, Steph was saying, it has to be worded correctly, or the one wrong word, and then you got somebody that's flying off the handle. It should be private between people. And I agree with private between people. But people drag it into the live program, which really ticks me off. If you're having a beef with somebody in chat, take it outside. Don't involve everybody else in the program. Off topic, but sort of on topic, because he has some brutal online fights lately. Is Jay Carts coming to your show? Yes, he is. Yes. I'm going to have him on. Especially half of these arguments are caused by misreading the content. Yeah. Or it's just, fans defending what their creator or the content creator has done. And, when you are starstruck like that, those people don't do any wrong in their eyes. Just because you're a popular content creator, and I'm not talking about, the ones that falsified data, but I'm talking about just in general, say like, okay, James, you've got this great following. Everybody loves you. And you did something wrong and somebody caught it. And if they called you out on it to discuss it, the people in the chat would be all over it. How dare you? It's awful. If their idol is exposed as fake and they brag about said idol, they are risking gas embarrassment and being fooled. Yeah. See, oh yeah, it's that much. Oh, with my glasses on, I look like Jay Cart's dad. Oh, I think it's going to be an interesting interview. I thought he'd be interesting to have on, and also, like I said, what he's gone through and what Andrew's gone through with that guy who's got some bolts loose. That's some scary stuff that people will go to that extreme. And I guess they have a lot of issues like that with people in the UK. If you go ahead, we've heard of some of it, some of the people there that when people have gone after them, they threaten your families. I mean, what's wrong with you? But James, I've seen a backhanded compliments to creators and their followers, and then when you confront them in a nice way, they snap. Yeah. Wayne, oh good, you look forward to Jay Carson. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. I'm glad that he said yes. I wasn't sure if he would, but he was on board right away. And Noah's always a good time. Yep. So, and it's great that we fit in his time schedule. So, yeah, Noah's adorable. He tries hard. If you guys don't know Noah Faraday, go over, check him out. Subscribe to his channel. He works really hard. Jake Hartz is a classy dude. Yeah, he does a good job. Whether you like him or not, or like what he's reporting on, he does a good job. And my job as an interviewer, excuse me, and a podcaster is that I gotta pick everybody that is pretty much legit most of the time and get them out there, get that interview. So if you think something's sketchy, see, that's the opportunity for you guys to say, hey, what's up with this? And then they got to answer or give you some kind of an answer. And then you determine whether, it's full of shit or not. But it's good to get these people on, and so that you guys can to get your questions out. My glasses on, I could see all the wrinkles I actually make in my face. Oh, Sky. Actually, Sky, we were just talking. Are you in touch with Alyssa? Because everybody's wondering, is she okay? She hasn't been around for a while. Steph, okay, back to lurking so I can get my work finished. Okay, don't get in trouble. Don't get caught. So, yes, I booked Jake Hartz and Noah. So, yeah, that's... And I like, even though I have people on one time, I like to go back a few months after and have mine again, just so we can get caught up on what they've been up to and their new adventures. And so, to keep up on what they've been doing, because they, new stuff. Like I said, Ryan's always doing something new. So we'll have to have Ryan on again because he's been out there. Back stuff, back to your pit. Oh, I know. Hopefully she's done with work soon. I don't know when she gets out. Katie says she might have just moved on, maybe lost interest or got busy with other things. Yeah, well, hopefully that's what it is. Because, when you're used to seeing people, she never replies. Alyssa, I sent pictures of gangers, but nothing in months. I do worry. Oh, well, God willing, nothing happened to her. Maybe she just cut us all loose. Maybe. Some people fall in love, then go off. Yeah, maybe she's just had enough and just moved along. Hopefully that's what it is. Steph. Ooh. Excuse me. So yeah, hopefully it's just that she's just done something else. James, you want to be abducted? I don't know. I've heard some scary stories. I think I like just away from the ground, and they can keep going by. It's right. It's right, Candy. Be careful what you wish for. They may be the ones that like to do the probing. They can do their probing on their own. Let's see. Stu, I didn't want to like Jake Hartz because he was young and so many younger creators were full of crap. He turned me into a fan with honesty and rational opinion on things. Yes. And he's fairly neutral. So he does go in with fact and then discusses it. So I think he's going to be a great interview. So, because I've been watching for a while. So, hello, Mark. How did everything go? Again, on your roll live every eve. Also, hello, everybody. How'd it go? I know I popped in on your live and you were getting off. Did your legs start working? That is the worst, when you sit too long in the wrong position. Then when you get up and you get the pins and needles and you don't feel, it's like, oh God, oh God. She really loved being in the cool kids club, especially on Wisdoms, but she's been radio silent way too long. Actually, I will give her a random I miss you, Alyssa message, and maybe she'll see it. Okay, let us know, Sky, if you hear anything from her. Let her know that we're all thinking of her and we're worried. She just disappeared on us. Yeah, just about got it working. I was there in 30 minutes with bad signal, wandering about, and you caught. Yeah, I know. I caught the end. That's me. When does that go? A day late, a dollar short. Is that how it goes? James, if you do become abducted, then just keep in contact. Sneak the phone in there. Just send a signal so that we know that what's going on with you. Or you could just go live from the craft, the spacecraft. give give us a report. Wisdom says, yes, guy, I haven't heard from her either. Yeah, so I will ask her if aliens abducted her again. Something's going on. She's just MIA. Sneak the phone where? Well, if you get, transported up to the ship, there's got to be a place you can hide it. It might be in one of the places where they might want to probe. You just got to be slick. Maybe they'll take selfies with you. The story's getting worse for me. You started it. Wiz Fizz, I do worry about her. Raven does too. Yeah, it's something's, yeah. So if you get a hold of her, maybe we all should send her a message. Of course, then I don't know, maybe that'll be too much for her. Just, so we know that she's okay. James, don't stick up your bottom. You'll get the shot reception. Yes, always keep it pointed down. I don't like it. Make it stop. And it might be, a little inconvenient because, you don't, they'll get you with no socks too. So barefoot and and the phone in the bum. Is it China's on Mondays? Actually, Wiz, I got a question for you. If you could, you're still hanging. We were talking about, how did we get here? You said you wanted to be abducted. We were talking about using AI music. And like you guys, you have your subscriptions to the Sono there. And if you make up a song for somebody and then you gift it to them, and then if that person becomes monetized, are they going to be charged for the use of that music, seeing that you've already paid for it? That was one of the questions we had yesterday. And according to what Bill was thinking, that yes, even though you created it, you paid for it, when the person that is using it becomes monetized, they might get charged for it a second time. Sky says, I'm on a mission today. More socks and paper cups. I'm going to start getting ready to go amongst the NPCs. I'm still here, though. Okay. James, you don't know how we got here? Maybe we transport. Yeah, don't go outside and stick your thumb out. No hitchhiking. We are merely stardust. Yeah. Taxi. I mean, it's a good question to ask everybody. If you had the opportunity and you had an encounter like that and they offered for you to go with them, would you go? Would you go with the extraterrestrials? and they might appear like they're, very friendly and everything's okay. But would you go or tell them no thanks, I'm out of here? I know, as far as my dad, he would say, yeah, he would go. He'd love to be able to go out into outer space, but I don't know how long for, and would I age if I was gone for like 50 years? I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, Stu said I would have to take my family with me. Aw. Wayne's like, hell yeah, I'd be tripping. James is like, no, thumbs down. I would find it interesting, but I don't know. I mean, like you said, yeah, how long would you be gone for? Oh, and the unknown is the scariest part because you don't know what you're going into. They take you to their planet and God knows what it is. James, I'd worry about my mom. Aw, good for you. I thought James wanted to be probed. No, I think he's passing on that opportunity. I would love to be able to see space travel in our lifetime. As far as we know, is the sci-fi version of it. That would be awesome. But I don't know. I don't think that'll definitely not happen in our lifetime. But that would be great. The thing is, because I grew up watching Star Trek and all the sci-fi movies and all that stuff, and so to have that actually come to fruition would be just really awesome. I always make the joke, we're just waiting for the Vulcans to land. But being, the type of creatures that we are, I could see, yeah. Now, like if everybody believes in the Roswell thing and all of that, yeah, we always shoot first and then, dissect it later. That's the problem. Um, I don't like going to work, let leave the planet. I know, really. I daydream. I'd be happy to go off with the aliens. In reality, I'd be crying, running, and yeah, I know. Don't take me, my friends. They've got more meat. No, yeah. Oh my God, that's what you're supposed to say. The cannibal Sky. Yeah, eat him. He's fatter. Don't take me. No, no. Oh, God forbid we're ever in that situation. Exactly. How do we know? Yeah. You don't know that taking you, maybe that we're food source. Yikes. I'd love watching reruns of The Twilight Zone and The Outer Limits. Does anyone else enjoy these programs? Yes, Twilight Zone. Definitely. Love it. I actually think that's where they got the idea from the Annabelle doll. It was The Twilight Zone. Great, great episodes. There's so many that are my favorites. I couldn't just pick just one. Sky, it's my imagination. It has a mind of its own. Yeah, I know. That's what does it. That's what does us in is our imagination. It's always much worse. Much worse. That's why I always tell people when they're saying, "Oh, I gotta have this," go to a doctor and I gotta do this and I go do that. I go, you know what? For one, number one rule: don't Google it because you're gonna make it worse, and don't let your imagination get away with you because it makes it worse. Worry when they tell you to worry. Just go in there with positive vibe because usually it's okay. Uh, it's usually okay. So yeah. Don't you know who I, don't you know who I think I am? Are you actually an alien, James? And you're just not letting us know. Actually, I do have, yeah, the story of the Roswell incident for the July magazine. It's in there. It's some interesting stuff, guys. Wow. I mean, you always hear about it, you read little tidbits here and there, but when you actually dive into the story and you find this information, like, oh shit. Um, Mark says the amount of times I go to a place and my mind takes me away before I've I know I've convinced myself a demon troll is gonna hop out of the woods. Yeah, I know. See, that's the thing. We always think the worst. That's my husband. My husband's always on the negative side. I'm thinking, knock it off. I tell me he sucks the joy out of out of life. But that's just how he thinks. He goes, oh, it's well, this good news is gonna turn into this is gonna turn bad. And it's really hard to live with somebody that has that attitude because you're like, no, because I'm more on the positive. We gotta wait. Don't judge it. Wait until something happens. Then you can complain about it. James, I don't believe in psychics, but I always predict the worst outcome. Oh yeah, well, some of us can do that. Yeah. I really can't say I believe in psychics or mediums either. But I do believe some people have gifts where they do see things. Um, so like me, I've always had premonition dreams and they've always come true. Always. It has never, ever not come true. So, but it hasn't been like bad stuff. So, and it runs in my family. My father is that way. My grandmother was that way. So it's kind of a weird thing, but it's something that we do. And it happens. Now, I know if I dream about somebody 3 times in a row and it has to be consecutive, I'm going to see that person the next day after that third dream. And every time it happens. I've lived an entire dream, life or a day in a dream. And then when I know I'm doing something during that day and it clicks and I get this look on my face and my husband like, uh-oh. And I'm like, yep. I said, I've already been here. I know exactly what's going to happen and what's going on. So, and it's weird, but it always happens. Let's see. How is your sister Lisa doing? Does she share your interest? She was part of the team. She still is technically, but she's so busy. She's got young kids. So it's really difficult. You work full time, you got young kids to take care of, a household. So she doesn't have a lot of free time. So when she does, then she gets a chance to go out. Great. But yeah, she's been way too busy. Hi, William. Welcome. There's an interesting podcast with Marilyn. Sorry, Marilyn. I'm making up names now. Talks about the auras and people who can see electromagnetic fields. I've only been able to do that once, believe it or not. Carla does that. She can see people's auras. I seen it. It was once. It was somebody I seen, and I knew actually it was a chiropractor that I had. He had a white aura around him. His wife didn't have it. He had it though, and that was the only one I've ever been able to see. It was really strange. And then I don't know if you guys ever heard the story, because his wife ended up passing because of somebody. They were convicted of the crime. After it happened, the aura was gone on him. There was no light anymore. So it really strange. It was like somebody just put the light out. It was really, really weird. Hi, William, and thank you for the birthday wishes. I had a great time. I shared it with everybody here, and we had a good time. I think sometimes we only recall the times we are right with predictions. I don't know. It's everybody has a different theory on why it happens. I've always hated it. Like when I was a kid, I would dream about surprise tests in school. And then when I'd go to the next school the next day, I'd doing the test. Oh, surprise quiz. And I'm looking at it like, wait a minute, I already did this. And they go, well, no, it's a surprise quiz. And I would pass because I knew all the answers. So that's another weird thing. And that happened all the time too. It's being looked into in certain science groups, which is very interesting development. Yeah. And like I said, Carla says she sees auras around a lot of people and uh, animals and stuff like that. So it's, like I said, some people have just something extra, and it's hard to explain, but it's out there. Because how else do you explain it? I would love to be able to see it more. Maybe if I worked on it more, I don't know, but I just let things happen. And but like I said, he was that one person that I saw it. I mean, he literally just had the glow around him, and I'm like, I kept staring at him, thinking, well, this is really odd. And then when his wife was gone, it was like somebody just turned it off. It was a devastating thing to happen. Um, James, I suck at gambling. Chose wrong. Yeah, like Laura, I do have dreams, and now as soon as I'm awake and going to happen, those dreams, feelings, with that sticks too weird. Yeah, something triggers it, and they're like, "Oh, wait a minute, I've already done this," and then the whole dream plays out right before your eyes. It's really strange. I'm quoting my dad, by the way. It's and there's when you talk about something like that, you find more and more people have experienced similar things. Um, because it's strange. And then I've never really delve into research on it. It's just something that I do, and it happens, and it doesn't happen all the time, uh, but it does happen. As I say, my dad, the skeptical one. Yeah, true. And skeptics really, I get it because I'm skeptical about things too, but I leave the door open. If you don't leave the door open, you're not willing to receive something that might come in. So I think that's why a lot of skeptics don't have paranormal experiences, or maybe psychic, if you want to call it, experiences, because they're already shut down. You can't go through a closed door or window. So it's if you're willing to leave it open a little, so that if something happens, then you have that experience and you're like, okay, what the hell was that? Let me look into it. But being a skeptic, most of them will just shoot it down. Well, it was this, it was that, it was the other thing. Not everything is going to be explainable, guys. Some things just happen because they happen. Of course, that's why we do what we do. Paranormal is not explainable. Not yet, anyway. We do our best. And I think that's what sucks us back in all the time, is because you're thinking, well, this is a waste of my time. What the hell am I doing? But then something happens. You're like, oh, shit. Well, I got to look into that. Laura, I saw that the 2004 tsunami for 3 nights from different perspectives that had happened. I was devastated because each dream was from someone else's perspective that I was sharing. So I was shocked. That's scary. That is scary, Sky. When you know something traumatizing like that is going to happen. It's yeah. My father had a dream experience like that once, where he was dreaming that a baby was passing away, and he was frantically trying to find the child, and he couldn't, and he just kept searching. And then he was awoken by the sound of sirens, and it was for our next door neighbor who actually just had a newborn baby in their house. And then we see the father carrying the baby out in his arms doing CPR. The baby didn't make it. So, but my father was searching for the child, and because he wanted to help save it, and it wasn't meant to be. Waylon, well, I know you're joking because I'm nowhere near royalty. I'm near royalty by marriage.
Priority 1 message coming in on secured channel.
Oops, sorry guys, that was my phone. My husband's related to the royal family. I always tease him. I said, well, we need to get over there and claim our castle. I'll take it. I forgot what the title is. Duke of something. I don't know. We found that out. My mother-in-law was big into genealogy, and she was when she dug deep, he's related to William the Conqueror. So that's a direct descendant of the royal family. So I would say, come on, let's go get it. I want my castle. William always says, hello, your majesty. Yeah. Well, I always call Wayne Sir Wayne. I knighted Wayne. It's Sir Wayne. Such a weird coincidence. Why, Wayne? Is your family also related? I think we're all related in one way or the other. Of course, I was told as a kid that my father's side was related to Polish royalty, but nobody ever dug it up. You know how hard it is to find family lineage from back in the day. There, during the war, they burned all that stuff. So finding something on my family history is next to nil on that side, anyway. Aw, William says it's your royalty. In his neighborhood, they're Candy. So there you go. Your Majesty. Why, thank you, Queen Laura the First. Oh, all right. Yeah, see, I had the crown on yesterday. I knew I made it for something. It is cool when you're able to look up family lineage to find out who your descendants were. I think it'd be cool. Actually, my husband's mother had a friend who found out she was related to famous pirates. So that must have been really neat. I see all royalty starts somewhere. Be the first king or queen. You're right. Yeah. But it is cool. Yeah. And to be related, to the, like I said, William the Conqueror. And then he also found out he's related to Abraham Lincoln through marriage. His wife was a relative of my father-in-law's. So he's related that way too. Pretty cool. Excuse me. And then on his mother's side, actually, if you guys have ever heard of Johnny Appleseed, he's related to him too on his mother's side. We actually have a family photo of him somewhere in a tote. It's pretty cool. My son actually brought it to school one day to show everybody in school because oh no, you're not. And then when my son had the picture and they told the story, and this, everybody was pretty amazed that he was related to Johnny Appleseed. Oh, Laura's our queen. Oh, God, I wouldn't go that far, but okay. Let's see. Sky, I'm 110% a skeptic, but weird stuff loves me. And true, Laura, it is traumatizing because I felt what they were feeling. It just, it is. Yeah, the fear. And if you do have something like that, you know what's happening, and there's nothing you can do to change it. I just accept it. Okay. He twisted my arm. I just accept it. I don't have to wear the crown all the time, do I? Because, it's kind of, it gets caught in my hair. Wayne says he hasn't heard of Johnny Appleseed. He was famous back in the day. Actually, it has to do with, believe it or not, apple trees. And pretty famous to do with that. If you look it up, you'll see who he is. I'd have to actually, I need to go look for that photograph. I think we still have it. I know, Sky. That's what I say too. Why can't I dream about the lottery numbers? Wouldn't that just be the best? I don't want a lot. I just want enough to be comfortable, pay off the houses, take care of my son so he don't have to stress so much, just live comfortable. I'm not greedy. And I share, share with those who would need it. Hello, Kaylee. How are you? I always said that, yeah, if everyone, I had a whole list of all, charities that I would donate to, you know, pay off family homes and this, to take some burden off of family and friends. And the thing is that you got to play to win. And I never play. And then when it's like really, really big, like when it gets here, it could be like 300 and something million or 500 and something million. Okay, we'll play a couple of dollars. And yeah, we never win. Been flushing out ideas with my half a brain. Ideas of what, Kaylee? Imagine all the folks we could help secretly. Of course, kindness kills. Oh yeah. I wouldn't say anything, but just find out like where the mortgages are and just pay it off. Just pay it off, and then pay like the taxes for like the next couple of years or so. So it would be great that you get paid and you actually get to do what you want with your paycheck instead of giving it all away. I think I like the running joke at all the banks around here where everybody says, oh, I'm going to cash my check. And they're saying this and that. It goes, just so I can give it all away and end up with like $5. Kaylee says, oh, I've experienced the strange. It's baffling at times. Yeah, because you're trying to figure out what the hell just happened or what did I just see or experience? Religious or not, what people's thoughts on things written in Revelations starting to happen now. Yeah, it's coincidence. Yeah. Whether you believe it's 100%, we are going through changes. I always, you hear people bitching about weather and all this. Our planet is a living thing. Everybody keeps forgetting that. And it goes through cycles. So it is changing. So, we could be headed towards another ice age. Who knows? I always heard as a child that eventually everything is going to flip. So where you've got Florida and all the southern states have this beautiful weather all year long and we have snow, it's going to flip and we're going to end up having the beautiful weather and they're going to be getting all of the seasons. I've always heard that. So maybe that's what's going on. The earth is growing, it's changing, and people are freaking out because it's not the norm that we are used to. Yes, Susan, the earth is going through transformation. So it's like, I used to go through that with my mother-in-law. Oh, I go, it's I don't know how she saw it, but she's thinking, oh my God, it's, this. The planet is living, it's moving, it's always changing. It's subtle changes, but it's always been doing it. And we're just, we're just not used to it now because now, like I said, our weather patterns are changing. So maybe the flip is coming. Who knows? Yes, Stu. Yeah, apparently it's the Earth's time of the month. Yeah, it's just, and of course, I'm not saying that, mankind doesn't have a part in it because we do, because we're dirty creatures. We really are. The industry that pollutes our ozone layers and the air and, the destruction of the trees. If we have no trees, we are dead in the water. The same thing with the bees. If the bees disappear, we're in deep shit. Everything that is on the planet has a purpose. And when you annihilate something, that means change is going to happen. And it's not always going to be for the good. I'm skeptical, but not cynical. If someone is explainable, it's explainable. Oop, it jumped. Not explainable. It's very interesting. Yeah, it's hard to explain a lot of things. So that's where it falls under the category. And the paranormal is a wide range for me. It's just not spook, specters, ghosts. It's anything that's unexplainable. And, no matter how science beats it to death, you're not going to find an answer to everything. Not yet, anyway. We find it when we're supposed to. Jason, the human race is a blip on the world's history. We overestimate our place in the universe. Yes, yeah. Exactly. Remember, the dinosaurs and Cro-Magnon man and all, they were here first. They're gone because they've had their time. So who knows what the human race will evolve into for the next set of time. We just don't know. I mean, God willing, our children and grandchildren will have good futures. But if, we don't change the way we do things, people need, and our governments need to smarten up. This I'm the toughest boy on the block shit's got to stop. We've got to find peace so that we can continue to be a race. Let's see. I dreamt of a future where the USA map had only a nub where Florida was. It was not like now at all. I was at school in the dream doing geography in a dream. Oh, Jay says, I see it like this. The crazier the claim, the better evidence we require. Yeah. If something is totally outrageous, I mean, come on, common sense. Never forget common sense, guys, because it's common sense doesn't let you down. When you get rid of the common sense, then it's just ridiculous. I mean, really. There are plenty in science not yet understood or known. Consciousness, black holes, dark energy, dark matter. Who knows what else we are yet to discover exactly. Well, there's black holes. I think black holes are a gateway to something else. Whether it is a portal to other universes or dimensions, who knows? Because we don't have the technology to make anything yet to travel through the black hole to see what's out on the other side. There's got to be something on the other side. I mean, there just has to be. Steve says, man, the way the lights is shifting and the ventriloquist dummy behind you makes it look like his mouth is moving. Oh yeah. Are you saying something, Leroy? Leroy's cool. The blinking doll. That's what it is. It's the candle that's flickering. And he's illuminating Leroy. Hey, Steve. How's it going? See, now Steve is the one that should get in this kind of conversation. There's just so much that we don't know, we don't understand. And yet people start to panic when the little things start to change. It's just the planet is growing, it's evolving, it's change. We change. When we were 20, we were one way. Now that we're older, we're not the same. We have some of the traits that are the same, but everything changes. And a lot of people have a problem with that, or can't comprehend it, maybe, or choose not to. The doll says, shh, yeah. Hey, Leroy, what's going on? Thy name is paranormal. Honestly, it waits until you're alone. No cameras, no witnesses. Very suspicious to me. Trying to describe a paranormal event is as bad as describing a dream. I roll. Yeah, that's right. Because you can't predict the paranormal. It doesn't happen at the drop of a hat. It happens, and you're lucky enough to catch it, then, right on. No, Steve, what happened was Jarrod had to reschedule. So he will be on in July. I believe the 23rd. I think is what I put him down for. Yeah, the 23rd of July we rescheduled for. We hope you're well too, Kaylee. So that's if you guys aren't subscribed to Steve channel, Nocturnal Frequency Radio, please do. The conversations on his channel are amazing because they delve into stuff like this. And that's why I enjoy watching it, because you're discussing what could be, what can't be, or the unknown, and what the natural law is. And a lot of people forget about the natural law. It is what it is. And the planet's going to do its thing, whether we want it to or not. Interesting thing with black holes, the latest discovery by Stephen Hawking is Hawking's matter, which is released, I believe, after the black hole evaporates. And it's believed it's all the matter that went in. Ah. So there's just so much we don't understand. And I mean, we got to give the human race credit. We do come up with stuff so that we can understand it. And actually, a lot of it's by mistake, guys, how they find stuff. And it's okay. Black holes have burst through space after all and is dragging matter with it like rain down the drain. So where does the drain go? Exactly. Where does it go? That's the question. Are you hanging with us, Steve, or are you taking off? How's Steve doing tonight anyway? I'm sorry, I'm dry throat, guys. Kaylee said, yeah, much like a cat not acting like an ass, it happens at random times. Yeah, just stick on someone else. Yeah, it's just, it is what it is. It happens when it happens. And excuse me, if we catch it, then we're lucky. We're damn lucky. Gonna settle down for bed now. Bye, all. Godspeed. Yes, love to you, Sir Wayne. Thank you for joining us as always. It's not the same when Wayne's not here. Sleep well. Always enjoy your shows. Oh, thank you, Steve. Ooh, sorry about that noise, guys. Somebody with a loud motorcycle. Excuse me. Yeah, because we like to, I like it when we can dig deep into the meat. You know what I mean? That's why Steve gets into it, and it's like, yeah, I could see that. It's great. So, guys, yeah, if you don't hang out on his show, you definitely got to check it out. Of course, Steve is on hiatus for the summer. Excuse me. I'm good, thanks. Just taking a break at work. Here, thought I'd pop in and say hi. Well, I appreciate that. I'm always happy to see you. We're gonna have Steve on again. And you're always welcome, Steve. You know that. But Steve will pop out every now and then. He'll just pop. Let's do a live, and he's got a subject rolling, and then everybody gets into it. So it's great. James is leaving too. Oh, hopefully I won't dream. All right, James, and make sure you put in an alarm, tie a bell around your toe, so just in case they try to abduct you while you're sleeping. I'm sorry. Just kidding. Let's see, Laura, that's suspicious too. We do everything you can think of, yet over all creatures and bacteria just do their thing. No concerts, no football, no TV, no cars, no clothes, no rocks. Suspicious. Yeah, yeah. Well, it's great. I mean, yeah, like I said, man does a lot of things to F things up. We do. But we do a lot of things that help our species, go in a good direction. Not all of it's great, but we do the best we can. I wish we had a little more honesty in the world. It would make things a little easier, but everything's got to be a big secret. Oh, because the public's too stupid. They can't handle it. Okay, whatever. I think people can handle truth more than these politicians think we can. Or, the ones that, create the rules. Well, the black hole is a region of space where gravity has increased to a point where nothing can escape. It doesn't necessarily go anywhere other than ouch. Oh, see, I don't know. I don't know what's going on in there. That's what we want to know. Let's see. Steve says. James, or come back and talk to us if you sleep. Sweet dreams. Steve says, I'll still be having some live streams throughout the summer, but no scheduled shows for the radio network. Oh, okay, good. So Steve will still be there to entertain us and educate us. Hello, Cree. How are you? Oh, thank you. Okay, that's lurk away. I'm glad you've been enjoying it. Not bad for just an impromptu open mic. Like I said, I found out about the rescheduling last minute. I'm like, oh crap. Well, guess what? I'm on my own. Honestly, why would a stripper name help us? A stripper name help us? You got me confused, Kaylee. Did I miss something? Talking sleep, I should hit the hay. Good chat, everyone. Have a good night. Thanks, Mark, for hanging with us. I hope you had a good time tonight. Hopefully, I'll catch the next live, at the beginning instead of at the end. You never know with me. So whenever I turn the phone on and I catch it, of course, there's a lot of times I'm not getting notifications. I don't know what the hell's up with that. I got to check this stuff out. It's just YouTube, though. The only life is on One World 2. As far as we can see, there's zero life yet. Looking at us, so suspicious. Oh, I totally believe there is life somewhere else. It might not be human life, or it could be a duplicate of human life. Who knows? But I think that if we think we are the only ones in existence, then you need to check it out again, because why just us? There's got to be something else out there. Let's see. Candy feeling the same in a way. I think it's good. It isn't worse. Yeah, just rest up, feel better, Cree. But I'm glad that you're lurking and hanging out with us. Hopefully, we're entertaining you. Do you think they tell humanity if they found life on other planets? They're probably protecting alien life from it. Yeah, they're not going to tell us anything. But it is amazing how more and more lately stuff has been being seeped out into the populace. But there's a reason why. There's always an underlying reason why. It's not like, oh, we're finally going to tell you the truth. No, it's to cover up something else, to distract us from something else. So yeah, there's a lot we don't know. So I don't have, it's great when people start poking their noses in and trying to figure it out. This guy said, just gonna say, Laura, not bad for a rando. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I love it when we could just sit here and shoot the shit about anything. But yeah, we are left in the dark on so much. And not for nothing, you have to think of it this way. Sometimes it's good because there are a lot of people out there that can't handle that kind of truth. Or the majority of us are like, okay, so this is what's really going on. So now we've got to deal with it. Where you get the other ones that freak out and start, looting and bashing and going banana. I don't know. It's just, the human creature is very unstable. Cases, I think it's because we've learned not to trust our government. Yeah. So others are going out looking for answers because we know our government isn't going to tell us or be honest with us. Yeah. We only get half truths if we're lucky. Anyhow, back to work. I must go. May go live later on if anyone is up. Take care, Laura. And thanks, Steve. Don't work too hard. And if I am still awake, which I probably will be, I will be checking out the show. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they ain't gonna use TikTok. Well, wouldn't it be some shit if they did? I wouldn't put it past them. No way. If they figured it was going to give them an edge on something, they would do it in a heartbeat. In a total heartbeat, they'd be all over it. Not to say that they don't use social media now, which they do, but it's not to the extreme that, we would be thinking. So yeah, just never know. I don't know. I got to go, guys. Bus goes in 20 minutes. Had a blast. Toodles. Thanks, Sky. Thanks for hanging out. Actually, yeah, it's past the 2-hour mark, guys, and it's getting late here, and I'm sure it's getting late where a lot of you guys are, and you guys got other shit to do. But I enjoyed this chat. I really did, and I always appreciate everybody coming and hanging out with me. Let's see. The conspiracy theorists need to stop drinking the Kool-Aid. Yeah. Some of them are pretty extreme. I watch some of this stuff. I'm thinking, oh man, these people are scaring the hell out of me. That's where common sense is gone. That's what I'm saying. Common sense. We've lost it. We've lost all of it. And, if you're going to pray for anything, please, Lord, let mankind find common sense again. I don't know. We'll have to just, I guess, hold on for the ride, right? And do what we can do. Oh my God. Yes, please, everybody, just, if you can help me out, hit that like button, comment. So I know that you guys are enjoying what I'm doing. I'll be on again, I believe, Saturday with Susan. I'll be co-hosting with Susan. So don't miss out on that. It's always a good time with Susan. She's such a sweetie. And I'm glad that you guys spent the evening with me. I hope you all had a good time. What it says, it says, jet fuel doesn't get hot enough to melt steel. It only needs to soften it. What's your point? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that I'm sorry. That was just bad. And I don't think it was just strictly terrorist involvement. There was just, and then the way the precision of the falling of the building, something just doesn't smell right with that one. But that's another story, another show, guys. But again, guys, thanks for joining me. Sweet dreams to everybody. Thanks, Candy, for helping me out. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys all hopefully Saturday. And remember, guys, life a little bit, live it a little bit on the raw side. I'll see you guys next time. Good night.